A surprise for Windsor shoppers today as the Silver Ferns showed up to lend a hand with the weekly shopping. Te Huangareo Selby Rickett, Irene Van Dyke, Anna Thompson and Courtney Tyree took time away from a busy training schedule to help out at Windsor New World. The Ferns are in the city ahead of Sunday's first test against the Australians at the Velodrome. Ticket sales have been solid with just under 100 remaining, so fans are urged to get in quick or risk missing out on what promises to be a key confrontation between the two Tans Tasman rivals. This Sunday, the Labour Party will name the leader it wants to take them into the next general election. Caucus favourite and openly gay current Deputy Leader Grant Robertson is expected to place well in the contest. We asked lunchtime shoppers whether they cared that the potential new leader is gay.
No, it doesn't really worry me at all.
Doesn't worry you at all?
No, I've got nothing against it.
Doesn't matter to you?
Doesn't matter at all.
Wouldn't change his politics in any way? No problem?
No problem at all.
No worries.
Wouldn't matter to you?
No.
Wouldn't change his politics in any way? The way he ran the country?
No, I don't reckon.
And you, ma'am?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
It doesn't matter.
No,
I don't think it actually matters.
I think it'd be wonderful if it gets John Key away from us.
Is that right? And so him being gay would mean absolutely nothing to you?
No, not a thing.
Wouldn't affect the way he ran the country
No,
or the
it's
city?
about how you run the country. It doesn't matter whether you...
Doesn't matter what you do?
No, it doesn't.
yep,
No problem with that?
no problem at all.
To be honest, I don't think it makes any difference. I mean, you know, they are who they are, and if their policies are good and they show good leadership, I don't think it should make any difference at all.
No.
It's not a problem?
No. Don't think so.
There's nothing wrong with,
Gay people?
yeah, if they're happy then
No problem. Wouldn't affect his politics or the way he ran the country?
No.
no. The sexuality has got nothing
Normal
to do
these
with it.
days. Yeah.
Yeah.
My auntie and my sister are both gay.
And it's not a problem?
No.
The concept of a predator-free Stewart Island has taken another step forward, with Environment Southland agreeing to be part of the project's governance group. Chair Ali Timms will represent Environment Southland on the governance group, whose first task will be to work through predator-proof fencing details and the manner of pest eradication. Ridding the island of possums, feral cats and rats would be a world first for the size of the project and due to its residential population. The project has been driven by the Morgan Foundation with the Department of Conservation, and if successful, it's hoped UNESCO World Heritage accreditation will be achieved. The EPMU is concerned at proposed changes to employment law currently before a select committee that could see the end of collective bargaining in the workplace. EPMU Southland advisor Trevor Hobbs points to changes to collective bargaining in 1991 that saw Tiwai workers take what he believes amounts to a $20,000 pay cut in 20 years. Hunter Andrews spoke to the union advisor earlier today.
It is seriously eroding workers' rights and conditions at work. And I mean, if anything, we need to build on the rights and conditions so that we can establish fair wage rates in the country. Everybody knows that the wage rates in New Zealand are too low, and all these proposed changes are going to do nothing to address that. They're going to make it worse.
Employers would say, though, we have to remain competitive internationally, and keeping wages relatively, they would probably say competitive is the key.
There is more to wages than being competitive. There is a whole raft of issues. And I mean, I was going through a folder yesterday and I was reading an article from 2000 when the smelter here was complaining about the very law that the government is currently talking about changing.
De-unionising the workplace? No,
they claim it wasn't a move to de-unionise it, it was a move to de-collectivise it. And from the inception of the smelter through until 1991, the workers down there were on a collective agreement, but from 1991 to this day, they're on individual agreements. Now, when the collective agreement was established at Tiwai, it was based on the New Zealand Steel Agreement because the powers to be decided that those were the only two comparable jobs in the country. So when you looked at the terms and conditions at New Zealand Steel and Tiwai back in 1991, the terms and conditions at the two plants were on a par. I did a comparison of the two plants in 2010, and by that time, 20 years, individual agreements versus collective agreements, the workers at New Zealand Steel were $20,000 a year ahead of the workers at Tiwai. Now that is a hell of a lot of money to take out of the Southland economy.
Stay with us. After the break, a boot camp style workout and a helping hand for new migrants. Welcome back. A local group of women who meet several times a week to push the boundaries of fitness have met for one final push and pull in Invercargill today. Fit Chicks is a boot camp style workout where women push their bodies to the limits, often as pre-training for other events. Several women gathered to pull an army unimog in their final day of boot camp training, which is not for beginners. Organiser Kylene Pickett said today's finale is the ultimate challenge that concludes the 6-week course. Migrant workers are vital to the region's economic outlook, and Immigration New Zealand and Venture Southland have acknowledged this with 2 new guides aimed at assisting new migrants as they transition into Southland employment. Hunter Andrews spoke to Venture Southland's Alistair Adams earlier today.
We in Southland have an increasing diversification in the population. I think the Multi-Nations Council has 138 different cultures now as part of their group, and it's really seen across our entire region, and certainly not just in an urban centre, across our regional and rural economies as well.
The workforce has changed a lot down here in the last 10 to 15 years, hasn't it?
Yeah, significantly, and I think probably the dairy is often one that gets picked out as the primary example, but it is one that had an immediate need, couldn't find a New Zealand workforce, and that's very important. First option, always try and find a local workforce if you can. That industry can't find one and then looks outside, and it's predominantly come from a Filipino background.
Tell us about this information Venture's supplying to potential migrants.
Yeah, so it's based very much upon some work that Venture Southland and Immigration did around the dairy industry, and really about trying to educate employers about the skills and processes in employing migrants, because people are moving from another part of the world. They need some assistance and support in getting them established. And this one's very much focused on the construction industry, and it's focused on the construction industry primarily because of Christchurch and the Christchurch rebuild.
The Christchurch build is going to be huge, isn't it? You mentioned that's one of the main reasons. How long term is this initiative? Are we going to, for the next 10, 15, even more years, be recruiting migrants?
Yeah, look, the Christchurch rebuild is a 15, 20-year project. It's massive. We're just starting to see the flow of work coming through now, and we're seeing a lot of Southland companies. Venture Southland's put together the Southland Supply Initiative, which has 220 local companies who are prepared to provide support services into Christchurch, and we have a coordinator here who's helping with that role and getting work flowing back to Southland companies. And I think the demand's only going to increase. We're starting to see it starting to come out now in this last quarter, and it's only going to ramp up from there. I think also what we will see is a lot of work that will flow to other parts of the country. So all the work's focused on Christchurch. The Christchurch companies that used to provide support into Dunedin, Invercargill, Queenstown, they will no longer be able to do that because they're busy in their own patch, and we'll see local companies providing support into other regions as well.
An exhibition entitled Connect at the Southland Museum and Art Gallery opens to the public tomorrow and runs for a month. The art display offers those with mental illness a chance to showcase their creative self-expression. There are 3 Southern District Health Board Day activity centres in the south, 2 in Invercargill and 1 in Gore, which provide a recovery-orientated service to assist those with mental health issues to develop. Artists get creative with a range of mediums throughout the year, assembling pieces for the exhibition. This year's title and theme, Connect, is particularly fitting as the exhibition enables people to take a valued place within the wider community. That's all from us tonight. Coming up in sport, more from the Southland Boxing Champs, and we'll leave you now with the week that was.
Take it in, but don't look down. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Been waiting on this for a while now. Paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, eh? Been holding it in for a while, eh? Take you with me if I can. Tried to cut these corners, tried to take the easy way out. I kept on falling short of something. I could have gave up then, but then again I couldn't have, 'cause I've traveled all this way for something. I take it in, but don't look down. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Been waiting on this for a while now, paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, eh? Been holding it in for a while, eh? Take you with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child. I'm on top of the world. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world.